Hey there, Stitchers. It's Nicole. It is Sunday, January 12th, 2025. Welcome back to my channel. So I am back for my weekly crafting stitching update. This will not be near as long of an episode as last week's, where I had my whip parade. Today I'm going to talk about my blessing sampler progress. I'm going to show that to you guys. I'll show you some other things I stitched. I had a whip finish, so I've been able to wipe one of those whips from last week off of my to-do list. I have a new start. It's a very small new start. It's nothing huge. We've had a lot of snow since I last was here. We had an ice snowstorm. We had more snow a couple days later. My cheeks are pink. I've been out actually scooping the driveway. The sun was nice and warm this afternoon, later this afternoon. My driveway is on the west side of the house. So as the sun came around, it was really melting it away, and I was able to get a lot of that snow-packed, slushy stuff off of there, or at least moved enough that tomorrow hopefully it will finish melting, or it'll be slushy enough in a few spots that I can get the rest of that, or I can get the boy to do the rest of that. He's at work, so he was not able to do it for me, and it served two purposes. It needed to be done, and I got some exercise in. Because scooping snow is hard work. Like, literally, I came in so sweaty. This is a little while later. I have I finished my first FFO I'm going to show you here today. And when I came back in, my glasses fogged up. So it was a whole thing. So I am excited to be back this week for more of a regular episode, and it is the 100th episode. I cannot believe that I didn't start with that. 100 episodes of Stitching with Nicole Flosstube. Who would have thought? I love it though. So for everyone who has been on this journey with me, whether it's from the beginning or you are a very new subscriber or you found me during Vlogmas, welcome. So glad to see all of you guys. So glad to talk to you guys about things that we all love, which is stitching. With that being said, I did have to do some secret stitching this week, and secret as in, you guys might know that I have a collection of felt stitching dies with Spellbinders, and the spring catalog, they are shooting it next week, and they asked me to make a few additional samples for the catalog. I'd done all of the packaging samples already, and they wanted me to maybe make a few extra things, and I had some really fun ideas. It's a very small release. The spring is pretty small. And then there will be a summer release coming as well, but we also recolored one of the fall-winter release to showcase with it that worked really nicely. So I basically stitched 3 projects in a very short amount of time, trying to beat that second snowstorm. And I spent 10 to 12 hours stitching. I stayed up until 3 in the morning one night stitching. I got up at like 8:30 the next morning and stitched until 4, where I ran to FedEx. You guys, it was bananas amount of stitching, but I'm super excited and I cannot wait for those projects to come out so I can show you. Plus, I approved we had to fix one thing, or the graphic artist fixed it for one of the summer SKUs, and I also approved the final summer SKU that I hadn't had the prototype for. I'm so in love with them. So excited about that. So I've done that this week as well. So with that being said, I talked about with my Moment in Chalk series in the whip parade and how I wasn't able to finish that last year. And even that was my goal. I didn't make it, but man, I got a lot of stitching on that done, and I will finish it this year. And it really got me to thinking of how proud I am of that accomplishment. So instead of focusing on what I maybe didn't achieve this year, I'm really going to make an effort to not use the phrase, I wish I would have got more done, or I didn't get very much done, because when I look at the comparisons of my blessing sampler from last week to this week, even with all of the work things I had going on, so happy. I did a restart finish of, and yes, it's a small stitch of one of my whips from last year. And I did that this week. I started something this week. I did put a few stitches in on another design this week. And I did work on a Moment in Chalk this week. That is a lot. And sometimes I think, I can only speak for myself, but I hear others say it as well. But I have a tendency to focus on all of the things I don't get done instead of what I do. And so I'm really trying to have gratitude, I guess, this year, and acceptance that a few stitches is better than no stitches, right? So I guess with that being said, today I have an FFO. I have blessing sampler progress, as I mentioned. I did start and finish the October Moment in Chalk block for my big piece. So I only have November, December left, and to finish the beautiful scrollwork border. And I have a few whip things to share with you today. And then I was going to talk about a few things that I've received tons of questions about. So I'll share that here in a little bit. Okay, this is a question I have received, and I stink at the planners. I've tried a million different things. They don't work. I love the decorative planning, but I find myself focusing so much in on the decorative planning that I don't actually do anything with it. I have tried the Book of Days, which I like fine. I almost got the other planner. I cannot think what the name of it is off the top of my head, and I didn't. I opted to go with a Happy Planner this year, and it is my planner not just for stitching, quilting. It is just my planner. I am keeping track of everything in here. It is not fancy. I opted for the Plain Jane 2025 one. It does have that nice pretty faux leather cover. I'm going to show you guys because, I should mention, why do I go with a Happy Planner? You can punch and put your own things in here, which I did punch something, but I haven't put it in here yet, which is a quilt-along thing with Fat Quarter Shop for the Lori Holt Snowman quilt. And it's an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, but I stitched it on the short side, and I can fold it and put it in here and just keep track of my progress that way. I decided to go super simple with my planner. I did put a couple stickers in here, but I don't really care if I put any stickers in here. There's crossouts, there's highlights. I'm using it for work. I'm using it for stitching. But I do want to show you how I'm using it in case that works for you. Here is what I've realized. And you guys tell me if you've realized this as well. And this is no shade for however you want to plan. Because if I had all the time in the world, you guys, stamps, stickers, give me all of it. I love it. But I have found my time is super, super limited. And because of that, I've got to simplify it, or I'm not going to do it at all. And I needed to be very intentional with my time and my organization this year. So this is working for me. And I just share it in the hopes that if you're like me, maybe it works for you too. So first off, we have our January calendar, pardon me, I can't think of words. And you can see that I have not filled in Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm filming this on Sunday. It's going to go up on Sunday, I hope. And I haven't filled in any of those days. I do know what I've done all those days, so I need to fill that in already. I've fallen behind. But this is on the monthly spread, if you will. This is where I'm keeping track of what I stitch every day. And you can see on Thursday, it actually started Thursday night, or Wednesday night, pardon me. But on Thursday, it says no cross stitching, felt samples for Spellbinders. There was not one cross stitch done on that day. Not one. Okay. There's goals, which I have in here. I don't know. It's a lot. Some of those things are kind of like, they're all work related or cross stitch related. Goals, that's kind of what I have there. There is so much more room to write all kinds of things. I have not filled it out. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who cares? I will show you. Here is what my first week looked like. I did put some stickers in here. I put that we had our first blizzard, snowstorm. It's all got crossed out things, work things. It's just how my day goes. How last week went. Last week was a disaster. I mean, that's how most of my weeks look. So, but that is how I'm planning. And then I've already planned out this week. And I really can't show you a lot of that because it's upcoming things. So, that's how I am keeping track of all of my life. Because even in last week, I blocked off, Ethan and I had eye exams and we ended up going at the same time. And so I have a block of time for that. Anytime I have an appointment, I can block it out. I did pick the planner that has like I'm going to show you that has like the blocks of time, which I really love. That is my work day. This is my work day stuff on the day to day. I have insert pages that I don't think I've inserted a single one, but I will be putting them here at the back of January because there are dividers for each month. There's some notes. I am going to keep notes and I am going to keep extensive notes. I just haven't added my pages in here yet. I wrote down all of my whips that I had in my last video. And I am going to keep track of that from year to year because I want to have better statistics. I could do a spreadsheet. I have friends who do beautiful spreadsheets. I think I might have the kind of mind that works good where you write it out. Writing it out for me seals it in here. So I am writing mine down and then I'll have like new starts and I'm going to have one page in the back of here where I keep track of my finishes so that it is not, I said I was going to do this last January from the year before that I was going to keep track last year, but of every finish because I missed several things in my finish parade. I missed a couple things in my whip parade. I actually have more whips. I think I had 2 more whips and I realized why I forgot them. Anyway, this is what I'm doing this year. It's super basic. It's nothing fantastic. I do highly recommend the Happy Planners though. If you want to be able to take pages out and put pages in, they have all kinds of pages. Like I have a whole bunch of daily planner pages, I guess, if you will, where I write down ideas. I sketch ideas for work. I sketch ideas for a couple other things that I have coming up that I'm super excited about. Anyway, it's just a great way to be able to insert things easily, where with Spiral you can't. So that is what I'm using this year. That was a question I have actually received several times, so I did want to touch on that. And then I do want to talk about another question I've received quite a bit, and I did touch on this. I want to say it was either Vlogmas day 24 or 25. I didn't go back and look how I'm storing my linen or my cross stitch fabric. So I will show you that again in today's video because I've actually worked on that a lot this week too. I don't have quite all of it organized yet, but I made a huge dent. I think I got all of my 36 fabric organized. I just need to do 40 and then the little bits of 32 and other random sizes that I have. So super exciting about that. Again, it's gratitude for what I have got done. I am just really trying to embrace that. Okay, let's jump in to today's episode. I've talked a ton today, and let's start with FFOs. Okay. In my WIP parade, I shared this wonderful Erica Michaels chart. This was class and done for Heart's Desire in Wichita, Kansas. I'm pretty sure this was a class there. Did I even bring the paper in here? I want to say 2020, 2021, 2019, somewhere in there. I don't know if this is widely available or not. It is pretty specific to Kansas, I suppose. We've got a meadowlark and a sunflower and the wheat, but I just love this stitch. My friend Lori and I both picked this up. We're both Kansas girls, and we both love this. And Lori said, she said this. This is me saying she said this. I'm going to stitch this for Kansas Day, which is January 29th, which I didn't remember that was Kansas Day, which is embarrassing because I am a Kansas girl, but that's neither here nor there. And I thought, you know what, me too. So I saved this because I didn't pick up the WIP. I decided I hated my stitching on my original piece. I have no idea what I was stitching it on. And I thought, I'm such a better stitcher than when I first picked this up. Let's just start over. So I did. So, whoops. Let's remind what my original looked like. And you can see, I do want to mention, see how I was tacking down the long stalks of wheat? I also did something wrong. So I'm glad I started over. Let's talk about all the wrong things, shall we? First of all, you can tack them down. The instructions say if you feel comfortable, you can tack down the long stalks of wheat. I will tell you, in my new finish, my FFO, did not, and I'm glad I didn't because I don't like how that looks. And then on the beards on the wheat, the little back stitches or stitches that come out from the wheat stalks, you're supposed to use one strand for that part, and I used two. Did I not read the directions at all? I mean, it's really looking like I maybe didn't, and maybe that was why I didn't find this stitch enjoyable. So you were supposed to stitch, you can stitch on whatever count you want. The sample was stitched on 36. I'm sure that this is a 36. And you stitch everything 1/2, except the long straight stitches for the stalks of wheat are 2 strands, and then the cross stitches here for the wheat are 2 strands. Then the little straight stitches that come out the beard of the wheat, those are 1 strand. So it really appears that I didn't read the directions. That is okay. I restitched. I was working on putting away my fabric, and I had 36 count white tee, which I'm going to show you. This is my fabric storage, by the way, my fabric storage system. I will have links to all of this down in the description, as well as a link to my Amazon shop where I get all of this. But this is the fabric. I'm going to pull it back. I think if I pull it back, the color looks better. And let's open it up. This is white tee by Color and Cotton, 36 count. It is gorgeous. And I thought, you know what? I think I like that with the colors for this stitch. So I picked up this fabric and I just started over. I had it stitched in like 2 days. I worked on it off and on. I worked on it over lunch break a couple of days, and then maybe just sat and finished it one evening, I think. I'd have to look at my planner again. But here is my FFO. It's the first berry I have ever fully finished, and full disclosure, I used an air erasable marker to mark a couple of spots, and it hasn't completely erased yet because I just FFO'd it today. So those marks will disappear probably by tomorrow, but I wanted to get this filmed. So here is my berry. There's the little mark. There's one and there's one. I was centering, you can see. But look at that. I mean, you guys, night and day difference in stitching. And so easy to make. I topped it with some felt. I used the pen that did come with the chart. I'm sure it's from just another button company. I say that, maybe not, but I think it is. Some Lady Dot Creates ribbon. This is in the color, I left it out, Honeycomb, which is perfect. I used Chantal's of 141 design bow making tool in the 1.5 inch size to make a triple bow. And then, yes, I did stitch felt here and use that as my berry top because I am a felty kind of girl. And that is my finished berry. I am obsessed. Tucked into displays and things. How cute is this? And it was so easy. So easy to do. So this is my Amber Waves berry by Erica Michaels. And also, fun note, first berry, first Erica Michaels piece. So awesome. And I will be putting up photos of this on my Instagram soon, but just, oh, you guys, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. And I think I'm continuing on with my dimensional finishes type of theme that I love so much. So I mentioned that I did work a little bit on my year in chalk. I did October, which is in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So this is my big piece that I was working on all of last year and I'm going to finish up this year. So here is October. And I did post about this on Instagram. I made a little blunder, a little centering blunder, and I talked about in my Instagram post how I fixed it, which was not a big deal. And I'm happy with that. So here is how we're looking. Look at that, you guys. See, I can't be mad. I can't be mad I didn't hit my goal because look at all that stitching. Look how beautiful this is. I am thrilled. I'm thrilled with my progress and it's going to get done. So October is this block right here. And in my Instagram post, I talked about how I didn't get it's centered, but it wasn't centered. It's centered in the, like from side to side, but not top to bottom. There we go. And my green stem actually is 3 stitches longer, or it should be 3 stitches longer than what you see here. And I knew it when I stitched it. I started with the green. Let me fold this so that... So what I ended up doing then is I stitched all of the green. Because I knew that I was off a little bit, and when I stitched the green stem, it's 3 stitches longer. That's the correct way to stitch it. So what I did was I went ahead and went up and I stitched the flower up here, and then whatever distance it was from here to the border, I just removed stitches. So I ended up removing 3 stitches. No one is going to know. I'm totally happy with this. Not mad at all because it looks fantastic and I was able to easily fix it without spending tons and tons of time ripping out all of those green stitches and restitching it. There was just no need, I didn't think, and I'm super happy with it. So good. I am stitching this on 32 count charcoal gray Lugana 2/2 with all of the called for Gentle Arts colors, and this will be a focus piece when my blessing sampler is all finished. You can see that I only have 2 monthly blocks, November and December, left to do, and then the border. So what I plan on doing is finishing my blessing sampler. When that is finished, I'm going to pick this up and work on it till it's done. It'll be my big piece. That doesn't mean I'll be monogamous, but it also just means rather that when I want to work on something big, I'm not going to go pull out Sheep Virtues. I'm not going to go pull out This Is the Day, even though I want to. I want this done. So this will be my focus until it is done, and it won't take that long. Honestly, it won't. Yes, it'll take a few evenings and stuff, and though there's a lot of white, but it is going to be worth it. I cannot wait to have this piece done and framed. So again, this is a Moment in Chalk by Hands On Design. What's fun about a Moment in Chalk is it is my longest technical whip I have. I've restarted it multiple times. It was a challenge. It was my first time even getting over dyed floss. I had no idea what it was when I ordered it. And I remember thinking, oh, I want to cross stitch again, and this is gorgeous. I didn't know who Kathy was. I didn't really know who Hands On Design. I don't even remember where I saw this piece. I just know that I saw it and I bought all of it, but I just bought the whole kit and caboodle. It comes with buttons, it came with fabric, all of the charts. I'm like, yes, give it all to me. And it was an investment. And then it languished because I kind of went through several years of, well, we moved and I didn't really pick up cross stitch right away. And then I saw other things and I stitched other things and I kept trying to stitch on the linen. And I was like, ugh, I don't know that I like this, which is hilarious. I kind of wish I had the original linen that this came with, but I cut it too small. So I did not even bother going back to it. And I love it. It's going to be beautiful. It's totally fine. I'm just giving myself some grace for that piece because I love it. And we're going to count that one as a finish since I finished the October block. So speaking of my blessing sampler, I am working on Americana Blue by October House Fiber Arts, and I am loving it. It is a monochromatic piece. I am stitching it with the called for Blue Jeans by Weeks Dye Works. I am stitching one strand over two on 36 count Winter Brew, and here is my progress. Look at this beautiful piece, you guys. So in kind of how I've broken it down for myself was kind of weekly assignments. I figured in 4 weeks time, I should be able to do a fourth of the chart. Yes, it's a lot of stitching. It's a lot of stitching. But so week 1 was this, was this portion right here. Week 2 will be this one, week 3, and week 4. Now, that being said, I am finished with week 1, other than the fact that the way the chart, it cuts off like just the very tippy top roof of the house. What I ended up doing anytime an image would go across pages is I would stitch it, or letters as well. I just chose not to do the house yet. I want to do the house all as one. But my alphabet, the scissors, the pin cushion, those all went beyond into the next page, which you can kind of tell maybe where a page ended by some borders that I cut off. But I'm counting it as page 1 or part 1 is finished. Now I did bring my border all the way over here on the top all the way to the side, and this is as wide at this little image that goes out here. That's as wide as the sampler is. And then what I'm planning to do next is to bring this one actually all the way down. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 3 more of these, and that is how tall the sampler is. So I think I want to have both of those measurements. I kind of like having a quote unquote border, so it gives me an idea of what I'm working with, but I love it. I love sitting down to stitch on it. Monochromatic stitching is so enjoyable, relaxing. I don't have to worry about changing colors. I just pick a strand. I actually load up about 5 needles at a time, and then I stitch until they're done. And if I want to do more, I do more, but that's kind of what's been working really well for me. And you guys, I love it. So let me know down in the comments, are you working on a blessing sampler? How is it going? Let me know and tell me what you're stitching. I love hearing from you guys and hearing what everybody is working on for their blessing samplers. All right, let's talk about my other whip. Last week, I showed you during the Whip Parade Dancer by Barbara Anna. This is from the 2021 kind of Christmas edition, the Christmas winter edition of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. This is available as a chart now, so if you want to pick it up from your favorite needlework shop, you can, but I have always loved it, and I actually kitted it up quite a while ago because there's something about this piece that just draws me in. And I think it's the beauty of the face. It's really, really well done. Plus, I love the snowy village here in the antlers. I only worked on this like maybe part of one evening this last week, so I need to get back to it. But I did get the face pretty much outlined. I got the eyes in, so you can really feel the beauty of Dancer's face. And I am obsessed. I mean, literally, this is a wonderful piece to stitch on as well. I can't recommend it enough. I absolutely love it. I am stitching mine on 36 count charcoal gray linen by Zweigart, 1 strand over 2, and I am doing a full color conversion. Well, not a full color conversion. I did go back to some of the originals, but I will list all of the colors that I am using down in the description below, as well as I will have an Instagram post this week that has all of the colors listed in case you're interested. But I wanted some variegation in Dancer's face, so that's why I opted to do a few overdyes, but you could do this in all DMC and it would be absolutely stunning. So that is Dancer by Barbara Anna. Let's talk a new start. So I like to have like something small going, and usually something small seasonal. I have fully kitted with Thy Needle and Thread Love Notes, and I have wanted to stitch this like the last 2 years, and finally I thought, this is so silly, you already have it kitted up, just go for it. So I've only spent a tiny amount of time, like a little bit of one evening, working on this, and it's just a start. I started on I think this is called Hugs and Kisses. Let me tell you, it is Hugs and Kisses, which is the XOXO. I am stitching mine on 40 count Milk Coffee by XJU. It's not the called for fabric. I'll tell you what the called for is. Maybe. Called for was Mayflower Mocha by R&R. I did not have that, and I already had all this fabric kitted. I like the brownish gray of this Milk Coffee. I love Milk Coffee by XJU. So I just went ahead and used what I had kitted up because I think the white shows up beautifully on it. I just decided that I thought the white looked amazing on it, which it does. I like the colors all on it. So I am stitching it with the called for DMC. I think it's all DMC. It is. So here's my little DMC, and I am loving it. I'm going to stitch all of them on here, and it's just a great way to be able to stitch in season and do some Valentine's stitching. And that is it for my stitching this week. I am very happy with the amount of stitches I was able to get in fabric, and even some felt stitching that I can't show you guys, which was a lot of stitches. So I hope you guys enjoyed my FFO, finish, and whip progress. Okay, just the tiniest bit of Enable Vision today, and that's going to lead into my fabric storage, and I'll talk a little bit about that, and then we will do giveaways and all of that good stuff. Just as a reminder, if you haven't already, please like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and participating and being a part of this wonderful community. And I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. Okay, so Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher enabled me to purchase these linens. She shared this shop. It's Count On Linens on Etsy. And the fabric smells amazing. If you've ever got XJU linen and you know it smells good, this smells incredible. I picked up 3 counts of 40 count linen from this shop, and I'm just going to start one by one. They're beautiful. So this is Zion Sunset in 40. Oh, it's so pretty. I mean, so pretty. Then I got Salty Lake in 40. And again, this is a beautiful light color. I love it. I don't love stitching on white, so I love fabrics like this that are kind of a very, very light neutral as a, you know, kind of an alternative to stitching on white. And then I got Bryce Beauty in 40. Isn't it beautiful? And then, I mean, with them all together, they are just so gorgeous. So that is the only bit of Enable Vision that I have this week. I know. I've just been working. I've been working and stitching and not shopping. Okay, so that is it for my Enable Vision. And now I want to talk about my fabric storage. So I'm going to talk over it here, but in the video, I am popping in some still photos of how I am currently storing my linen. What I decided to do was to take the same plastic bags that I am using to store my kitted up projects, or my projects that aren't currently in my whip basket. Those are all being stored in these wonderful plastic hanging bags from Amazon. And I will have a link down in the description below in case you're interested. They're inexpensive, they're clear, I can see what's inside of them. It is amazing. What I'm doing with my linen is I already sorted it by count and then in rainbow order within that count. That is what I am doing, but I am hanging it in these bags because in the bags it's clear. The bags are see-through, obviously. You can see what's inside of them. I love to be able to just go through it and see. When I search for a fabric in my stash, which probably 9 times out of 10 is what I do instead of using a called for. I mean, if I have the called for in my stash, fantastic. But I like to shop my stash. What I like to do is kind of think, what count do I want to stitch on? A good example for this is and I'll pop it up here on the screen, is the Oh Christmas Tree from With Thy Needle and Thread that I stitched at the end of December, or during December. And that was stitched on 32 count. So I was using 2 strands of floss on 32 count for that. I don't have tons of 32. 36 and 40 is kind of my sweet spot and what I prefer, but there are always those charts that call for something else or really just need a different count fabric because the design needs to be bigger, and that was one of them. The called for was a 32 count. So what I did was I went to my 32 count drawer and I pulled that fabric. Well, with them hanging in bags and the clear bags and I can just see through them, I have my 32, 36, 40, and then I have a few random, like I have some 30, I have some 20, I think. Not a ton in those sizes, but I do have a few that are for other things, or I've purchased it for things. And so I have my fabric all like that. I can go through it easily and grab what I need. I did put I write on manila tags what goes in each bag, and that is so I can just thumb through them basically, and it's fantastic. So I will link the tags and the bags and the little stapler I use down in the description below, like I did during Vlogmas, in case anybody's interested. I know a lot of you are using that system. I love it. One of my viewers in Facebook showed she was storing her fabric like that, and I absolutely loved it. So that is what I am doing, and it frees up some drawers in my IKEA unit, which is great because they were really stuffed full, and it wasn't the best use of the drawers, and I am finding my fabric like this is way, way better. So that is it for Enable Vision and fabric storage today. giveaway winner time. So from Flosstube 98, a generous viewer sent her extra copy of the Teresa Kogut Hello Santa book. And the winner of this is Jenny Dietz. I hope I said your last name right. Your comment will be right here on the screen. Jenny, if that is your comment, please email me at the email address shown here or listed down in the description below with what you won and your physical mailing address, and I will get this out in the mail to you so you can start stitching this up. So good. Beautiful, beautiful book, as Teresa's books always are. Congratulations, Jenny. This week I have 4 giveaways. I had to look. So please be a U.S. resident. Please be over 18. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and make sure you use the keyword somewhere in your comment. First up, I am giving away Love and Learning by Emily Call. This chart measures 200 by 200, and the sample was stitched on 36 count, but you can obviously stitch it on whatever you want. And it is charted in DMC. If you would like this chart, use the word learning somewhere in your comment. Then Tabitha sent the Antique Needleworker MC sampler to share with my viewers. So I am giving this away plus one of these clear zippered project bags. If you would like this giveaway, use the word sampler somewhere in your comment. And this measures 112 by 163, and the sample was stitched on 40 count dames. Yes, dames of the needle aged linen. But you can stitch it on whatever you like. I am just going to give you a wonderful project bag to keep it in. Okay, next I have a 28 count linen bundle to share with you. You are going to get the bag, and then you're going to get 3 different cuts of linen in 28 size count. So Vintage Country Mocha, I will tell you I have a small little start in a corner of one, so you'd either need to rip it out or just cut that off. But lots left in this. This is 28 count Vintage Country Mocha. I have 28 count Tarnish by Picture This Plus. And we have a 28 count Cobalt by Fiber on a Whim. 3 beautiful fabrics. Use the word or the phrase 28 count somewhere in your comment for a chance to win. Then finally I have a 32 count linen bundle. You're also going to get a zippered bag with this, and then 3, these are a little bit smaller cuts of fabric, but these are 32 count. You're going to get this wonderful, I think it's Zephyr. I don't know if I said that right. This is by Picture This Plus. This is a Fabrics by Stephanie. I cannot remember the name of it. It's just a small little cut of this really pretty fabric. And then I have 32 count Jade, also by Picture This Plus. If you would like these 3 cuts of 32 count linen, use 32 count somewhere in your comment for a chance to win, and you'll get those and the zippered bag. Okay, everyone, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And before I go, I just want to say my heart is, and my thoughts and my prayers are with everyone affected by the California wildfires. And I don't know what else to say. I really don't. Sending you much, much love and all of my prayers. That is it, friends. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Stitching with Nichol. I hope you all have a wonderful, crafty, stitchy week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new Flosstube stitching or quilting video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. Hi, Stitcher. My lights are kind of, making it glare, or not glare, but why are words so hard for me today?